right, let's see. Cross your fingers. Make sure the gas is on. Make sure the gas is on. Look at that. Go ahead. Alright guys, so we finally got what we've been waiting for. We finally got radiator hoses in. That means we can get our radiator hooked up, get some coolant in this thing, get our carburetor on, and give it a test fire. So, I've been looking at the hoses. We got the Polaris Outlaw hoses, which one side fits, and then we got all these other hoses. So what I did was I just went on the internet and I just looked for a kit that had a bunch of different bends, and so like some really weird shaped hoses, and what I planned on doing was cutting them. And then I have these couplers here and reducers, and I thought I was gonna have to put a bunch of these in line so that I could twist these around and stuff. But I've been looking at them, and so far this hose, I think I can cut it down, and I think I can actually get this in one piece right here. And then our Outlaw hose is this one. So this actually goes to this motor. So this will go, this will go over here, and then we got to get it up here. And then we also have to get our inline temperature sensor that controls our fan. So I want that over here somewhere as it's coming out. That way it's up real tight. So what I think we're gonna have to do is get this on, and then we'll actually probably cut this right here, put that sensor, and then we'll do a little jump here with another hose. So that's my plan. I'm gonna start cutting some hoses, trying to get some stuff to fit, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you how I'm hooking it up and kind of show you the cuts I make on the different hoses so you can see how we're doing this. But we bought all these kits so that we have all matching hoses. We wanted white silicone hoses, and these are just the cheap eBay kit, so they're not too expensive, but it takes like a freaking month to get them in. So, all right, so it looks like if I cut this hose right around here, I can get it to fit. So I'm gonna try to cut it a little long in case I have to trim it. So after I get them to fit, I'll clean all these threads and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it now. I just don't want to get it on and have it looking all crappy. There, so at least those threads are all gone now. And then what I also got was I got these fancy clamps, you know, because they, I hate radiator hose clamps. So these are nice and have 100% coverage all the way around. And they got a nice threaded barrel nut type setup. So these are gonna go on here. I just gotta make sure I place them to where I can get to them. So that looks good. So should be able to get this right on here. So that looks good. And hopefully, there we go. So that's on there. Kind of twist that. Trying to get that bend as far away from that pipe as possible. And if you look, we knew this was gonna be tight, but we plan on putting a heat shield there or heat wrapping it. But that bend actually came out pretty dang nice. So then I got a good spot to get to my radiator clamp there. Get this one back. When we did Candace's we actually had a problem with where the clamps were leaking when it got hot. So we wanted to make sure we put nice clamps on this one. Nice. And we're trying to put as few cuts or anything in there as possible. Just because we don't want to, the less we have to worry about leaks, really. And we're still trying to make this thing look pretty clean and factory-ish. So here's the different, this next size up. That way I can get a nice Allen or socket in there, socket right here. I'm gonna turn this a little bit to get that elbow facing as far up as possible. I think that'll be good right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up, because the plan is, after we get all these on, to go ahead and fill it with coolant. Like, you can put so much more pressure on this style of clamp than you can a regular, like, band hose clamp. That one's got a different size. One thing, if you get this kind of clamp, like, they're not as universal as a regular style like band clamp, because at a certain point, those two barrels, if these two barrels right here touch together, then you're out of adjustment. And if the bolt through here runs out, you're out. Like a regular band clamp, you can tighten it until it's all deformed. So you got to pay attention and get the right size for these two. So if you look, that one's tight now, but what I was just saying, you see we're not touching, but that one's getting real close compared to this smaller one right here that I got probably at least 3/16 more I could tighten on it. So this side's done. I'll get that other side swapped out, and then we'll start trying to modify that hose to make it work. Alright, so if you look here, guys, we got this one started on here. I had to use one of the old clamps because there's not enough room around there to put one of those new styles. So I got that one tightened. This lower one, I just got to get it moved up a bit. It's pretty tight too. There we go. You can see how much bigger these clamps are. So now I'm going to tighten that one. And like I said, we shouldn't have to take this back off. Right now anyways. Alright, so that's nice and tight. So here's what I was saying. Let me grab this. So here is our temperature sensor that goes to our fan controller that's mounted over here. So this has to go in line, and what I'm hoping to do is get it to sit kind of right in here. And this, the way this is set up, we got a lot of flexibility with the hose. So if we can get that in there and get it clamped, I'm hoping we can switch to one of those bends from the other kit off of this side, even like something like right here, and just get a kick up to that. So that's the plan. I'm gonna try to figure out different bends and stuff and see what we can do, because I don't want to cut this. We have to cut this about as short as we can go to get a clamp on there. But I mean, we can't shorten this or anything, so that's our problem. So that side's connected. That's the last part of the hose we have to figure out, and then the coolant system's all hooked up. So let me do some figuring stuff out here and we'll bring you back. All right guys, so if you look here, we got this on and this is how it's gonna look. So we got our sensor in line. I ended up trimming this back a couple times, about that much, to get that far enough pulled away so we could get a piece of hose in there. And then I cut this little kick down off of this piece. The problem is though, this top port on the radiator is actually a different size diameter than all the hose we have. So now, if that was the right size, we'd be done, but we have to figure out how to get our hose reduced down to that size now. So besides that, all of our coolant system is hooked up. So we're literally a couple clamps away from being able to start this thing. So then we'll clock this sensor wherever we want it, run our wire over, plug it in, and fill her up, and we're ready to start this thing. So we'll bring you back as soon as we figure this out. We're probably gonna have to buy something again. So we'll bring you back when we figure something out. But what do you think? All right, it's been a few days, like a couple weeks. But to show you guys what we did, radiator hoses are all done. We ended up being able to get this hose all in one piece, which we didn't expect. We got the coolant tank all plumbed in up here. We actually have coolant in it now. This is a combination of two different machine hoses. We got a little leak here, but this is actually the hose that goes to this engine, and this is a piece off of a dirt bike. Then this is our switch that controls our fan. So our fan controller is our Mishimoto kit that's mounted right up here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this is the adjustable, so there's a screw on it that you can turn and adjust your temperature when your fan comes on. So we ended up buying a shitload of radiator hose to get this to work. I think what we bought was a KTM dirt bike. It had a whole bunch of different hoses in it and stuff. And this is actually a factory hose that's cut down on both ends. And that ended up fitting in here perfect. Like, that's just how it laid out. We're not gonna try to fix that leak because as soon as we get a start out of this, it's all coming back apart. So I guess right now we're ready for a first startup video. You wanna go ahead and try to start it?
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Fingers crossed.
You know how?
No. You want to walk me through that?
All right, let's see. Cross your fingers. Make sure the gas is on. Make sure the gas is on. Oh, we also have the throttle hooked up here. So this is the Honda throttle with the cable that goes down to the KTM carburetor. So we're all hooked up there. Just want to show you guys that real quick. Go ahead, Christy. Gas is on?
Yep.
We actually have gas in here. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here?
Can I try it again?
Is this on?
Yeah.
Smells gassy. Go ahead, try it again. Hold the clutch in. Hold the clutch in. Just to make sure. Alright, shut the gas off. Shut the gas off. Let's see here. It's just, I just turn the choke on. Go ahead and try it again.
Clutching.
Yeah. I hope hitting the gas like that show you guys didn't flood it. It smells super gassy though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and try it again. Is the gas off?
I think so.
Turn that choke off. I got the choke on. So it's running. That's a good sign for us. You happy?
Very happy.
I don't want to give it too much gas with it not warmed up. But when this gets to temperature, the fan should kick on. I don't know if I want to I'm not sure if I want to let it run that long or not, but the radiator is nice and cold still. And we do have this strapped down to the stand too. Gotta clean it out a bit. Another thing I'll show you guys real quick. This wire that's hanging down right here, this is that's an accessory wire for our fan controller. So this goes to like you can put it on a handlebar switch or something, and then you just power it. And this is a manual switch for the fan. So we'll probably hook that up, and then this other wire we got hanging here, this will actually go up to our indicator lights up top, and so that'll come on when the fan kicks on. Just a couple things that we had that we want to make sure we hook back up. But it's starting to get warm. Just kind of see if that fan kicks on. If that fan kicks on, we'll be happy. What do you think? You try the throttle? We'll use my phone here. We'll take a little Instagram video. Look at that. Go ahead. Oh, you ran it out of gas. Here. Let me just turn the gas back on. Alright. Oh, look, we got a fan. Fan kicked on. Let's start it back up. Got fan running now. Alright, little video. Any of you guys that follow me on Instagram will see that. But, are you happy?
Very happy.
Fan works?
Did it.
It's officially alive. So, I think we're probably good to shut it back off, huh?
Yep.
Give it one more rev. One more rev for fun. Yeah. That's exciting. We'll just let that fan run. Shut that off, make sure the fan... Alright, turn it back on. Alright, so you guys can see our key controls the fan. And we'll just let that run because it is warm. But I got that temperature turned quite a ways down right now. I think without having a gauge on it, we're on the low side. We're probably like 180-ish, which is plenty good. But now that it's running, hope you guys are excited. This video is finally gonna come out now. And we've got other stuff in the works. It just takes a lot of time making these damn videos. We got a lot of powder coating done. We got more powder coating in. We got a whole shit ton of parts ready for this that just need painted. We are gonna assemble, or not assemble, we're gonna disassemble this next and start getting welding done, powder coat done, and then when this starts going back together, it'll be final assembly. Yeah, so we're trying to have it ready for spring rides and Little Sahara this year, everything. So on the bright side, we already got it licensed here in Iowa, so that's a positive. We're registered to go ride. But we'll call that the end of this video. Let us know what you think. Give us some suggestions or whatever, and we'll see you next time. So bye.